Welcome to Tips for Life. In this video, top interview do's and don'ts for hiring managers. Interviewing someone for a job is a skill that does not come automatically. Rather, it improves with practice and preparation. Often, some hiring managers don't prepare themselves well to identify great candidates, and so end up making decisions based on inadequate information, using their gut as a fallback. Here are some important do's and don'ts for hiring managers during an interview. But before we begin, if you are new to this channel, click the subscribe button to join us, and also the notification bell, so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Alright, so here we go. Firstly, the do's. 1. Respect the candidate's value. As a hiring manager, have respect for the interviewee. Among other things, put extra time and effort into preparing for the interview, and turn off your phone to get rid of distractions during the interview. Also, have respect for their time. Under no circumstance should you make the candidate wait for too long. This is to say, every candidate deserves your respect and your full attention for the short time they are with you. So, get into every interview with the expectation that you are about to meet your next great employee. Always keep in mind that interviews go both ways. Just as you are evaluating the candidate too assesses you and the organization. So, make him or her have interest to work for and with you. 2. Write things down. It is a good idea to always set aside time following each interview to gather your thoughts. List down anything that really stood out to you about the candidate. Take note of unique answers and clever ideas they brought to the table. The stress here is, get all that on paper. You cannot just rely on your brain to memorize things, as your memory is not infallible. It can fail you at the most inopportune times. But when you commit thoughts and ideas to paper, you can clear memory and start fresh with each new candidate. 3. Avoid asking inappropriate questions. Inappropriate questions don't always seem inappropriate on the surface, yet they are not only irrelevant, but also show a lack of seriousness and professionalism on your part. Good examples of such are questions regarding personal relationships, age, religion, gender, race and so on. They are apparently questions for some informal forum, not for a job interview. And, come to think of it, how would a candidate interpret these questions if they are not offered the job? So, think carefully about your questions prior to the interview, and get rid of any that might, in any way, be considered inappropriate and discriminatory. In short, avoid any topic not directly related to the candidate's ability to perform the duties of the position. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Secondly, the don'ts. 1. Don't stress interview. Indeed, as a hiring manager, you can give an interviewee some tough and stressful time, but this must not be exaggerated to the extent that the candidate loses all hope of getting the job. Stress interview is an approach that is taken by some hiring managers as a way of knowing how the candidate would handle themselves in front of an irate client, but there are better ways to do this. It must be noted that interviewing is inherently stressful. Candidates meet a panel of strangers who are judging their suitability for the position. With this, interviewees are in a constant state of unease, not knowing what question is coming next. So, as a hiring manager, do not unnecessarily increase the stress levels in a candidate. Doing so can as well make you lose a great candidate. 2. Don't hold the conversation hostage. Care must be taken not to lose sight of the goal of the interview. Yes, you are to find out if the candidate is bright and resourceful, and if their personality matches with your team and culture, but monopolizing the conversation does not help either. Keep in mind that, as the interviewer, your key role is to ask a question and get out of the way. So, focus on really hearing their response, so you can ask thoughtful follow-up questions. Let there be a natural give and take in the conversation, but the focus should always fall on the candidate. 3. Don't be a boring interviewer. Being boring can often be exhibited through, among other things, relying on overused questions in job interviews, like, what is your biggest weakness? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Such common and boring questions do not reflect well on you as a hiring manager, in as far as putting serious thought into the interview is concerned. An interview is your opportunity to really talk with your next prospective team member, so use it wisely. Ask questions that really get at their abilities, suitability, passions. A 30-minute conversation may be short, but if used properly, it is long enough to learn more about the candidate and to help you make an informed decision. Do you have any tips to add to the list? If you do, feel free to add them in the comments section below. Finally, if you find value in this video, like the video, and remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified of new uploaded videos on this channel. Thank you for watching.